Samale.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This is Spot On. My name is Danny.
I'm with Samale. Today on the show, I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, like too much. We have who?
We have Rosemary Sibisi.
Yeah.
She's one of Zambia's top personalities.
Yeah, TV
personalities.
She's got a dope show.
Yeah, it's called Style with Roses. Shows on Zambezi Magic. And she's joining us today for a chit chat.
Yeah. So stay tuned. So Rose, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Who is Rose? People want to now find out who is Rose.
That's a loaded question. Do you really want to know?
Yes, I personally want to know.
Loaded. Okay. Rose is a blossoming rose, as I'd call it.
Okay.
Rose is a mom. Rose is a wife. Rose has seen life. Rose has experienced life in the corporate space. Rose has now decided to follow her passion and purpose to try and figure out, one, who she is through other people.
Okay.
So Rose is now on a journey of discovering other roses. Because
Wow.
a rose blooms and it blossoms.
Nice.
So in
I
a
like
nutshell,
that.
that's who Rose is.
Okay. So where does Rose get her passion from to do what she does?
Curiosity and experiences in life. What has happened along the way is, I know I look fabulous, but I'm not as young as I seem to be. I'm really trying to catch up with you guys. But basically, I've had a long life.
Okay.
So the passion really comes from a lot of interactions with different people along the course of my life, through my workspace, through my personal space, in terms of friendships, in terms of spiritual journey, the churches and fellowship that I went to. More and more I started asking these questions. You know, there comes a point in your life where you start wondering, who am I? So in discovering who you are, you start discovering your purpose as well. So for me, it was something as silly as asking my dad. My mom is late, so it was my dad, like, how come Rose? Where did the name Rose come from? It's actually Rosemary. Can you believe Rosemary? So why Rose? Because all my siblings have got African names. I've got Zambian names. I'm the only one who didn't have a Zambian name. I actually do have an African name, but it's not Zambian.
Okay.
So I just had this urgency to start figuring out who this. So it was just like, I don't know. When you were born, we just felt that you just looked like a rose. I don't know what that means, like back in the day, what a rose looked like. But
Really?
clearly, a rose looks like
Today
this.
was
Exactly.
Today?
Yeah, so I went on a journey a few years ago, and I started reading up about roses. You'll be amazed what you'll find out about roses.
Yeah.
So there's two-pronged. There was rosemary, which is the dew of the sea. It's contagious. You know, dew, when it's at the bottom of the sea, anything it touches, it sticks onto.
Yeah.
So that was the one angle. And rosemary is also a spice. You use it when you're cooking, and it just gives you that spicy feeling.
Like,
so I started feeling myself. I'm like, hey, I could do this, you know?
Inborn.
And then, exactly. And then there was also now rose. And when I started reading about the rose, I looked at the different aspects of a rose, different colors. It mirrors the unique aspects of different people. All of us here are very colorful. All of us have got unique personalities. We've got unique identities, meaning we've got unique purposes. So the passion comes from trying to discover and to bring out that in the different people. Because I was very, like, if you call it in Zambian language, very molomonious, you know, very fishing for stories, wanting to, where there's gossip, I'm there, wanting, hey, what's going on? And seriously curious about people. And I was the kind of person, I still am, the kind of person that somebody would sit with me in a few seconds and it's like we've known each other for 10 years. And more I started discovering this is what I should be doing. This is what I need to be talking to people. I need to be finding out what it is that drives people. And that's where the passion has come from. You know, a combination of nature, a combination of the circumstances under which I was born, the journey that I've traveled in life, and just people.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. When you look at women, let's say every place I go to, be social media, newspaper, or the TV, they talk about empowering women and maybe that role.
And you're really
in
about
business.
that, right?
I am.
Like
I am.
empowering.
Yeah, empowering women. And you see what is so what is so intriguing and interesting about empowering women is it comes in different forms. When people talk about empowerment, they automatically think it must be something tangible. It must be, I must give Mwisa money in order for Mwisa to become who she was supposed to become. But then the other angle that you can look at, the way I look at it, is empowering women could also come from knowledge. The self-knowledge and self-awareness of who you are. What were you set out to be? What is it that drives you? What are your interests? And you'll be surprised that whatever hobbies you have or whatever job it is that you do, even business, when you go into a creative space, you'll actually be attracted to certain colors, certain way of doing things. They call it the comfort zone. So all you need to do is you look at all those things that make you comfortable and give you that good feeling, like, egoistic feeling, so to speak, and then gravitate towards it, and you will find that actually in there lies a gift, because it's actually biblical. I'm quite spiritual as well. I really believe in God, and I believe that our steps are commanded by God. And when you look at it from a biblical perspective, there was a story in Matthew that talks about each one of us were given talents. One was given 1, the other one 2, 3, 4. What is it that you've done? And again, that I would actually honestly say that was also a driving factor in my life. In the later years of my life, the more I got to get connected to God more, I started understanding that there is something that we've been given. You need to find out what that thing is and be able to give it, because it's not yours to keep. A gift is supposed to be given. So the gift that you possess, if it's your talent, if it's you speaking to people, if it's you inspiring somebody else and empowering somebody else, that is what you've got to give. And along the way, I've discovered that that's what it is. I think the issue for a while has really been trying to package it and trying to figure out what platform or what avenue will I use to be able to reach these people in order to see myself as empowering somebody else. It could be just a kind gesture. It could be a random act of kindness. It's little things like that, just speaking to someone and they feel better about themselves. It's little steps like that, and as they grow, you're then able to do them on a broader perspective. That's what I think.
Great. Okay, when it comes to tradition, how does a woman balance? Because most people believe a woman is supposed to be at home, taking care of the home and doing certain things that's supposed to be done by a woman. How do you balance that? And does tradition or customs, do they help women sort of being free or being empowered?
They absolutely do. I believe that. They absolutely do. Especially African tradition. African tradition is very rich. Even the Zambian tradition is very rich. Again, I'll take you back to the point of creation. A woman was created to be a helper. Women by nature, we are nurturers. We have a multiplying effect. So anything that we touch, we can multiply. That's why women are the ones that would give birth to something. It doesn't have to be the physical birth. Whatever you put your mind to, even as a woman, you can mold it and create it and give birth to it. Not in the physical sense, but from a creative idea. That's empowerment in itself. Once you discover that this is something that I can do, whether you're helping somebody else or you're doing it yourself, or it's not impacting anybody else, or it is impacting other people, it's how you put it together, you incubate it, so you've got an idea, this is what I think, this is what needs to happen, bounce it off a few other people and put it together in terms of now being able to allow it to burst out and then make it into something that actually works. And even in tradition, there are things that we are governed by. Some things come standard, not specifically a certain tradition. It's like a woman, I'm old school, I'm very traditional. I was brought up very traditionally, by the way. My mother was Eastern Province, so I was one of those that literally went through all those stages, in case somebody doesn't know. So I know what it's like. There's certain etiquette that comes with how you behave in public, in private, how you treat the others that have been entrusted to you. Those things are very basic. You don't actually need to be trained to have good manners, good courtesy, kindness, and just respect for other human beings. It just forms part of your character and who you are. So in terms of balancing, I suppose what you would be bordering on, and I'll sort of tap into my own experiences in the corporate space, because I've been there for like more than 20 years, different dynamics. I've worked in teams, I've worked with people individually. What tends to happen is people coming from different spheres of life, you've got different values, you've got different belief systems, but there is a culture, either an organizational culture or a culture in the home that will mold you to behave in a certain way. And they're just standards, like for example, just the basic greeting. When you greet somebody, how do you greet the person who's older than you? How do you treat, even if they're younger than you, they have an opinion, they have something to say. So that's just basic etiquette that will come with how you relate to another human being. The balance comes with the confidence of knowing that if I respect another person, or if I treat another person better than I would probably treat myself, or better than what I think of that person, it doesn't take away anything from you. Your name will still be
really
Rose. You won't
doesn't.
lose a letter of your name if you just have good manners. So the balance also is with women empowerment and women liberation and freedom, and I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big supporter of that. But I also believe that that only comes with once you are confident within yourself, you have a good self-esteem and a good value system. That combination is what's going to give you the confidence to be able to balance your life. So at home, I don't have to, because I have got a big title at the organization through which I work. I'm known to be a CEO, I'm known to be an MD, or I'm on the board of directors. It doesn't mean when I come home, say for those that are married, I'm going to look down on my husband. Maybe my husband is running his own business. Maybe my husband is working from home. Maybe my husband does not have a higher paying job than I do. There are certain principles that are guided, and especially with women, when we are getting married, there are certain traditional rules, so to speak, or guidance that you are given when you're going through that passage of how to respect your husband, how to respect your home, how to even respect your own children. Because you as a woman are a reflection of what your family is and how they turn out. It all comes to you because remember, we are the nurturers. So the buck starts and stops with us.
I like that because one time I put something on social media and I opened the fridge and there was nothing healthy in the fridge. So I said women are good for us and whatnot. Somebody attacked a lady. She said you should look at women not only as your helpers. But I was appreciating that factor of a woman. I wasn't taking away to say women can be
But women
as
are
equal.
only good for cooking.
Yeah.
So how do we balance that? Because sometimes when we say that as men, we're appreciating that side of a woman, but we're not taking away anything from the woman as well.
Do you communicate that? Did you communicate that?
I made it clear to say your life is better with a woman.
Okay.
I didn't say the
Yeah,
woman
it sounds
does.
appreciative to me, because basically what that does is you're saying, oh my God, I'm helpless. I can't even figure out what meal to eat because I really need, and it's nice, and that's what it's about. It's not about a man or a woman being better than the other. We actually are meant to complement one another.
Exactly.
For example, cooking is not restricted to women. I know, for example, I've got sons. My sons cook. My husband cooks very well. He cooks much better than me. So sometimes when I feel like he's like eating his meal, I just faint like, oh my leg today, oh my what? You know what I mean?
And he's gonna cook.
And he's gonna cook for me. But he's a very good cook. But that doesn't take away from the fact that now I must relegate him to take the lead in deciding what cooking will be done in the home, what will the grocery list look like. He's a friend. Even if we say the woman is the helper, they're not restricted to helper. They're a friend, they're a partner. They are, two are better than one. Yeah. So it's two halves put together. That's why you hear of the phrase "my better half."
My better half. Yeah.
Or when God Himself, when He was creating man, He said, "Man, it's not good. I haven't created it." It's the only time He actually criticized Himself. It's not complete. He said, "This is not good. I will make him a helper in order to complete." So we are supposed to complete each other. For me, that's where the balance that you're looking for comes from, is understanding our strengths and weaknesses. And you'll be surprised. If you're in a relationship, what tends to happen is you'll find that your strengths are probably your partner's weaknesses, and your weaknesses are her strengths. So it's fine.
Together.
That's the balance. That's the only balance that you need in order to make that relationship work. So it's not.
Are you like a motivational speaker? Because you're really speaking
Yeah,
to Daddy.
you know?
He's really like.
I'm learning.
I could get used to that. Maybe I just need to. I inspire. I'm giving him a bit of inspiration. Just
Respiration.
like sessions.
Yeah, I think so.
we can do private sessions.
Yeah, I'm very, very inspired. What will it take, or what does it take for women, especially in Zambia, for them to get like international recognition when it comes to being empowered or business-wise or anything?
Know your subject, learn as much as you can, be curious, do your research, take time to listen to the news, to read, to know what is happening, and especially now. The world is a global village. There is no reason why we should be closed up in our own little corner, in our own little world. In Bemba, isn't they say, because all you know is, I know my mother's cooking. translating, I'm just translating that for you now. If all you know is your mother's cooking, my mom is the best cook ever, because that's the only food that you've ever eaten.
tasted.
You've never gone out to eat at the neighbors. Go and taste the neighbor's food. Go and find out what it is that they cook, and you will learn something. So have that curiosity and interest. It comes from interest within yourself. And again, guys, I'm going to take you back to what I was saying, self-awareness. It comes from within you. What is it that drives you as a person? What are you looking for outside where you currently are? Do you have a fire inside you to want to know more, to want to learn more, to be curious and just have that contagious personality to go out there and learn? Right now we've got TV, we've got radio, mobile phones, we are all interconnected. So there really isn't any reason why women nowadays cannot be exposed. And even recently, I was talking to Pauline at some point. I just actually came back from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where there was like a group of women, over 400 women converged in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, from across Africa.
Wow.
And all it took was, there's a conference that's coming up, people who are in the media, who are in the agri-space, who are in technology, all the different areas of business. Let's come together and share ideas. And the whole concept was to reimagine and to redesign the table. Because now we are saying, at a table, we don't need to have 5 men and 1 woman. One woman, we can actually have the balance. We can have two. And it doesn't mean that now these women must now try and become like the men, which is a mistake a lot of women, especially in the corporate space, make. We feel like in order to have that leadership and that authority, I need to become firm like a man. I need to lose my very heart of being a woman, that very heart of connecting to other women or to even the men. We start becoming very bullish and very strong, and we lose ourselves. So it starts translating, and that's where your balance gets affected, because then when I'm frustrated at the office, because I'm not behaving in the way that I was wired, in the way that I'm created. I've taken on a persona and a character that's not mine. When I come back, that's when now I lose everything. Now I'm tired. Now all I'm doing is I want to be the man around here. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you can't tell me anything. It causes a lot of unnecessary friction. But in terms of international recognition, we are sitting in a sweet spot right now with a lot of information around us. Technology has made it so much easier for us. You sit on your phone and just Google. Dr. Google is there. Find out what's going on, and from there you pick out your own interest. Even social media. On social media, you can belong to so many different groups that have common interests. So first discover who you are, find your interests, and tap into the different interest areas, and you'll be surprised. LinkedIn, all those areas. So they could actually do that.
Great. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching, and to hear these things is very great for them. But some of them will say, okay, I have tried that, but I face challenges. What's your advice to people that they're motivated and with the drive and passion to do what they want to do, but challenges, how do you overcome those things?
It depends on what their challenges are. I think they would have to be more specific, because challenges could be, I would like to go and attend, I'm on the Copper Belt, or I'm outside Lusaka, but there's this meeting that's happening in Lusaka, and I want to be part of that group, but unfortunately, I don't have transport money, or I don't have leave at work. What is the particular challenge? You can only advise when you know what the specific challenge is. But again, it doesn't have to be that. Have you noticed that more and more we're getting away from personal meetings? I mean, I really don't like meetings. Like, oh yeah, let's meet, let's discuss whatever. We can chat on the phone.
That's what the phone
we can have, Skype calls. It's even fading away now. That WhatsApp calls has got voice calls, so video calling. So you set up a time and you say, let me connect with people that are outside my realm. So what is it that is available to you to address that specific challenge you have? If it's a challenge like, oh, I'd really like to get involved, I want to start a business, but I don't have any capital. What have you done? Have you even put together a business plan to start with?
I don't even know what to say. I really think this is a good thing. Speaking from the side of the men, we're not really exposed to what women really want, what they want to talk about. I've learned so much and I've got interest. I want to know now. So I feel more should be done to let the men be aware of what really is going on with the women. I think it's very interesting.
That's one thing that you'll never know, by the way, hey? You'll never know know what women want.
Yes,
even
but
women
I feel...
don't really know what women really want.
You don't know.
We want so many things. You've seen that thing, a man, the brain is like, it's one box, women is... We're all ready to go. We've got so many things going on, but again, that's just it. We need to just, it's the communication lines. Be open with one another. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Exactly. Let your yes and you know.
Why be abstract? So I want you to take me out for dinner, but instead of just say, honey, please take me out for dinner. So we've been eating chicken 3 days in a row this week. Yeah, the mini meal, there's only like 1 scoop left. Say what you mean, bro.
Go to the
Very
point.
guilty of that. Just say. So it's just be more direct and just be more inclusive, because men, you can also be quite bullish. You know, when you've got all these, there are people who they've held on to positions, whether it's business or whether it's corporate. They held on to these positions and they're so intimidated about the rising stars that are coming after them, the subordinates that are really qualified to take over their position. And because you don't have a plan B, you're so scared of letting it go, because that's your security. You need to get to a point where your job is not your security, and that's where the creativity comes on. Now you've seen more and more people are doing things on the side. Must be legal though. Do things on the side, but that's because there's no job security, and but there's no guarantee that you'll be there. Companies are closing down, there's retrenchments everywhere, and that's where the innovative, the creatives, that's where it all comes in. You are creating jobs that don't even exist at the moment, and you've got to be out there and start something. Just start something.
Get inspired. Get inspired.
7:30 p.m. on live TV, channel 815. Hi, I'm Wisa Male.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.
Like, what a brilliant episode.
What
man.
a show!
I'm so happy, like, I'm inspired.
It's just so groovy.
Yeah, you know, like.
So much fun.
I want to ask more things, but hey, time. But next time, I hope we'll have
we
more time.
do need more time with her though.
Yeah, like an hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before we close off the show, Levels is next.
Get inspired. Get inspired.
p.m. on live TV, channel 815. Hi, I'm Wisa Male.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.
Hello, I'm here with Tetiwe at the Transformational Leadership Conference. So Tetiwe, tell us about your experience here.
My experience has been great so far. So we started our conference on Wednesday night, and it's been amazing. It's basically one that's been organized for women to really benefit and to understand that women can be great leaders, and it's about time that we actually took up our place in leadership roles and empowered other women to make this country better and the world better.
Good day, Pastor Jay.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Can you tell us about this event and what brought you here?
What brought me here? This is home.
Okay.
So nothing brought me here. This is where I live. This is where I work. This is where I do everything. And this is, as you see, Lawi, Lead Africa Women's Institute. And it's about raising women capacitating women to be leaders and take their place as leaders, as well as to lead Africa, to dream about leading our nation, to dream about leading Africa. Yeah. And so this is something we do from CBC. And the whole idea is we want to see Zambia a first world nation by 2064. And we believe women can deliver.
Indeed.
So if we get women and their children ready for the next 47 years, by 2064 we will have first world. And by then we should have a first female president.
Wow.
So that's the dream.
Very encouraging, thank you.
Not encouraging, inspiring, not encouraging.
inspiring.
Let us become something. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And we have great women. In the group, I'm the only person that's a man. Every other person is a woman. And that's just because the vision comes from here, but we work through women. So everybody from Malita to the list member, we have women from every sector here. And this is the fourth one we're doing this year. And we basically want to remove every limitation on a woman and to bring the woman into a space where she's empowered and confident enough to do things, you know. So it's not a women's group, it's an institute. And it's going to build women's groups. It's going to enable women to start groups and go beyond grouping, but go into the place where they can network and bring change, positive change. Every woman can become a catalyst for transformation. So the whole idea is, how do we transform Zambia organically, strategically, using our people? Women are 55-60% of Zambia. Why should they remain housewives? You know, why? That's not, they're bigger than that. We can't keep most women groups and most things happening from our churches. All they're teaching women is about, how to be a wife, how to please a man. But you see, marriage is only one part of a woman's life. There are many other parts. That woman gets married, the man walks out, she's left with 2 kids, 3 kids. What's she going to do? Marry again? But she should be able to, women should be building. In Africa, the richest woman in Africa is a black person, you know. Oprah Winfrey, they're smashing the ceilings on the potential of women. Zambia can be behind. Then we want to see, how do we raise our Zambian women and then export to the region the same thing. So Lead Africa, that's why it's Africa. Come out of Zambia, get us out of our churches, out of our small caves, and take our space. We want to see soon, if the UN has a dream. It's not a dream, it's actually one of their goals. By 2030, there should be equality 50-50. So they call it he for she. Okay, so I consult for the UN Women Group. So he for she is getting parity, getting equality, getting women to take their space. So if you have 54 countries in Africa, why shouldn't you have 27 presidents that are women? If you have X amount of parliamentarians in parliament, why can't we have 50% women? Now, it's not going to happen if we don't begin to make people know. What you don't know, you don't aspire to. So our job is to get them to know and to change their paradigms with regards to leadership, with regards to entrepreneurship, with regards to being a woman, you know. And then once they get that, the rest the women will do. We have awesome women, brilliant women, super women. So we want them to move beyond the limitations of marriage and wanting to be head usher and head of hospitality to the place where you want to be the chief whip of parliament, you want to be minister of finance, you want to be president. We have a vice president now. Why don't we have someone dreaming to? If Hillary can dream, why can't we dream?
Exactly.
I hope you're dreaming.
I am.
You need to dream.
I'm getting inspired.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
So when you come in this frequency, inspiration just catches you. You know.
All
It's
the
like a
women
fever.
here, I've met some and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. So the next one, make sure you come. The next one will be in November.
Okay,
So make sure you're there.
I will be.
Not as camera. Almost.
Thank
One
you
day
so
you will
much.
own a TV station. One day you will be bigger than Hapo. You know Hapo?
No.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah. Oh, she's
Her
Apple.
TV station and her organization, you know, and she has the Oprah Winfrey Network. Yeah. So why can't you do that? Why are you not the next one?
I am the next one.
Good. So that's what I want to see. That's Lead Africa. So I've told you what we are.
Thank you, Pastor Jay.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Edward Derek Briggs, Regional Director for UN Women, East and Southern Africa.
I'm so honored to be speaking to you.
Welcome.
Thank you. What made you want to be a part of this?
My passion is to raise leaders. My passion is to strengthen women, strengthen women to be able to hold their own, strengthen women to be able to rise into leadership, because I believe in women's leadership. So I am a part of this because I see something unique that's happening in Zambia. I knew over the years a lot of very strong women in Zambia. Coming back after about 10 years, I see that the movement has died. I see that women are no longer able to talk truth to power. I see a lot of gender inequality in Zambia, in spite of the fact that Zambia is a middle-income country. I see that women are still relegated to the background. I see that women are forced into early marriage. I see that girls are out of school either because of teenage pregnancies or because they are forced into marriages, and it's not good for the future of Zambia. And I personally believe that it's only a man who is interested in women's education that will be able to stop it. Otherwise, women who are leaders, who have also been educated themselves, must take this upon themselves to improve education for girls in Zambia so that they can leave a legacy behind. So there's an intergenerational gap. And it's these women who are already in school that will be strengthened to be able to take culture by the reins, to be able to speak truth to power, to ensure that the younger generation don't miss out on an education.
So we've come to the end of the show.
Yeah, it's about that time. We gotta go.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but the episode was so good, interesting, inspiring. I've learned so much about women.
I hope you have too.
Yeah, so catch us right here next time on Spot On. I am Danny.
I'm with Amale.
Get inspired. Get inspired.
7:30 p.m. on live TV, channel 815. Hi, I'm with Amale.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot On.
First class bangers.